Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm Julian. Welcome to Detroit Driver Blue channel for the encouragement of Detroit rideshare driving um, in the Detroit market, that is, in the Tri-County area. And I just wanted to make this brief video regarding my night. I had a bang up night. Not literally. I had a great night out there driving. And I had some really great long trips, um, considerably long trips compared to short, taking people home from the bar kind of trips, and that was definitely something that was nice because I got started a little bit late tonight, like I did not plan on, and definitely needed some rest, needed the old beauty sleep, and got up, had to meet somebody around 8, and was able to finally get my butt in gear probably around 10 o'clock, and then ended up getting my first couple rides, and one of which was sort of interesting. Uh, the first one was very basic, taking a guy back, or taking a guy to his work. It was a very short trip. Uh, Gave me a decent little tip as well, which was kind of cool. And then the next ride was the most interesting of the night. Picked up a young lady, and initially I was looking for a man with the first name of S, or I'm sorry, C. I won't say the name. It's protect the innocent. So, um, the person got in the car, and immediately it was not a man. It was a woman that was apparently going to be riding because he paid for the trip. So she was very nice and introduced herself to me. Uh, Ended up confirming that they wanted to meet up, and he wanted to meet her at a gas station, and they were going to go from there and spend the night together. So that was sort of interesting, and she asked for possible, is there a way there could be a prearranged ride or whatever the case is, at different times. And I told her there was a way, and I gave her my card. Uh, and this was all before I learned that she was meeting this guy at this gas station. And at that point, I realized, okay, I kind of can imagine why she's meeting this dude at a gas station. And then they're going to go somewhere. Anyway, not fun, not cool. And then I got a ping to a strip club nearby. It's definitely like the Michigan Avenue night tonight, where I picked up two Canadian gentlemen, very nice guys. We had a nice little conversation about Canadian law enforcement, you know, probable cause and reasonable suspicion, and stuff like that. They wanted to ask me a few things about American law enforcement a little bit. And anyway, they were just telling me that they were just out for, going to 2 bars that night. And that was really about it. They did tip me very nominally, but it was cool. They did tip. And then I was able to meet up with the couple friends at, that I normally meet up with down in that area when I'm near the downriver area. So that leads me to the next part of the night. So end up out and about. Definitely had a good couple rides in the Troy area, in the northern Oakland County area. Notably, it seemed like there were more people going to work. There were just willing to go on long trips. One lady had was actually she happened to actually live in a part of the city that I used to work in with the police department. So she and I was definitely could tell that she was a nice lady and wasn't going to be using all this against me. I sort of had a good feeling about that I could trust her if I shared with her my previous employment. And we had a real nice conversation about the fact that she had a hard time with her son when he was growing up. And was able to take her out to her job in Sterling Heights. Again, nice long trip from the city of Detroit. And another night that I've noticed in Detroit where, again, you cannot judge by the idea that you think just because the area is crime ridden or just because the area is a difficult place to drive and you're worried about possibly being victimized, or you're just a little apprehensive, because you don't want to be in the area by yourself without a dash cam. But I do have a dash cam. And just learned that there has been amazing tipping by my previous few riders that I've taken pings from out of Detroit. Generally, these are people who are going to work. These are people who are, they have money to tip. They really do have a little bit extra to throw to their Uber driver. Now, the other segment of person that I have picked up in the city and don't always come upon these individuals too often, but definitely questionable people. These are people who the rides are paid for by someone else. They get in the car. Yes, Janie paid for the ride, but I'm Marquise or something like that. These individuals are very quiet. They don't want to talk, and they start making interesting requests about they want to have a Bluetooth and they want to wonder if you have an auxiliary cord or aux input. No, I tell them, to be honest. There's no reason to go completely out of your way for somebody who's only going to be in your car for 15 minutes tops, or not even that. 12 minutes, I think, was his trip. Another thing that happens in the city of Detroit, which is definitely something I will probably save for another video, but I'll share a little bit now about it, is before I dropped him off, he politely asked if I could stop at a gas station so he could get some snacks before he goes home. And I politely and jokingly suggested, well, if no problem, but hopefully there's a green light gas station. That's usually where many people are encouraged to stop, if they're not from the area and they feel safer because of the cameras and the access that these places have to the Detroit Police Department. But of course, as luck would have it, and it's just the way things worked out, there were 2 green light gas stations about 4 or 5 blocks away. Definitely, too farther out from where he was going, and didn't want to feel like he was being put out. So I didn't even bother, and we happened to go to this gas station that was not a green light. I probably could have stuck to my guns about the green light situation. Probably should have. But I was hoping with a little bit of customer service his way, there might be a tip in it for me. There was not. There was none. So I'm probably going to start adopting my own personal policy about only going to a green light gas station if people want to stop. And that's if people, and that's if I feel like that I want to stop. Because theoretically, I only have to go from point A to point B. But I always try to make a good impression, no matter who I have in my car, no matter how moody the person might be, or no matter how friendly they might be. Why not? Why not do a good deed, do a good turn, and what goes around comes around. So that was a notable situation. Anyway, the next couple of rides were basically getting employees to where they needed to go for their work. I took 2 nurses or medical employee types from one end of the city to the other. It was a beautiful thing. Beautiful long trip, $25 trip. And these ladies gave me a $5 tip. It was amazing. And then one of my last trips before getting sent to the airport, which allowed me to make my goal for today, was a trip where it was a $15 trip, taking somebody from a local area Holiday Inn to Metro Airport, DTW. I can't talk this morning. And sure enough, she clicked in, and boom, $5 tip. She was very sweet, very friendly. I was sort of hoping she was single, but hey, keep it professional. Det Driver Blue. Gotta get the job done. No time for all the rest of that. But she was very, very sweet, very, very attractive. And I gave her contact information in case she's interested in a pre-scheduled trip. Anyway, she seemed interested in, because she seemed like she was a very busy or very respectable businesswoman. So that is the kind of rider that I would drop all things for in order to help out. She was amazing, very friendly. Anyways, then I ended up, after dropping her off, came to the waiting lot and noticed there's 55 vehicles here that I'm in the queue with. Not fun, not happy about this. But the nice thing is I was able to make my goal, which most of you guys know my goal is between 130 to 150 a day. And since it's Christmas time, I figure I may as well wait around for another trip before I call it a night. So, really only been on the app about 6 hours, 6.5 hours at this point. And even though I've kind of been out rolling around for, ever since pretty much 10:30, but again, safety first. Always remember, safety first. There's going to be a new thing on this video that I'm going to start doing to make this a little bit more interesting, because I know you guys probably think this is the most exciting set of Uber driver videos you've ever seen. So what my new thing is going to be is I'm going to end the segment with a question, sort of a trivia, rideshare driver trivia. I think I've been doing it for long enough to where I can throw out some interesting questions, and hopefully you stick around for the revealed answer on the next video. So the question for today will be, when you drop off your passenger in the departure areas of the terminals at DTW, when are you supposed to go to the waiting lot? And the other subsection question to this will be, are there any exceptions to this? And we'll just leave it at that. If anybody has any questions they want to send to me, or they want to when they like, comment, and subscribe, they want to throw a question out there, we can go ahead and start pulling it apart and unpacking it and putting it back together again, see if we can answer it. But I will be giving the official answer, and then of course I'll be giving my answer about how I feel about it, what I will typically do on an average trip where I drop somebody off in departure areas of the terminals at DTW. So that's going to be it for right now. The video is very long here, 18 minutes. Oh my goodness! Thanks for tuning in here. Well, anyway, peace to you. Drive safe. Stay tuned. Come on back to Detroit Driver Blue.